Hello there, folks. Hey, this is Joe Wazoo here. Hey, this quick video is going to show you how to use a function called SetLanguage to change the different languages represented or shown on the RedLion HMI. So in this quick example, I have some data tags over here on the left. I have one that's multi-state. It's blue. It's internal. It's not mapped to anything. But if I go to the Format tab, I want you to see that I've got it set up as a multi-state. So if I hit the pick button here, multi-state. I have a YouTube video on multi-state. You can see that. Search that. I have 3 states in here, 1, 2, and 3. And I just basically put in the text number 1, number 2, and number 3. And then default, I have pick something. What I want you to notice here is anywhere in RedLion or Crimson where you see the word translate, if you click on the word translate, you can pick a different language. And it says here, to enable auto translation, configure the languages via the page item. So I just want you to look at that. Anywhere you see the word translate, you can do something. I also have another tag here called motor start, which is a flag or boolean on off. And I changed the text here from run to stop there. And then I have another tag here, which is called pick language. It's just another multi-state. But this one I want you to pick up on something interesting. Let's see if I get my pointer to work. This one I've got 5 states, and if I slide down a little bit here so you can see it completely, and you can see that I've got the states as 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I'm going to pick English, French, German, Spanish, and Korean for my 5 different states. 0 through 4 is 5 states. All right, so let's go pick our languages. These are the languages I want to show. If I go over here to display page on the left, according to that pop-up earlier, click on the word pages up here. Click on the word pages right above your display pages, and you're going to get some tabs across the top. If you come in on the global tab, I'm going to see right down here, configure translation. So let's click on this, and it should bring up a little pop-up. All right, here we are. And so I believe my order was French. We wanted in there. I think I had German was number 2. We might have to come back because I may not have memorized. I can pick different. I'll just do German. Number 3, I believe, was Spanish in here. So we got some different flavors. I'll choose Mexico Spanish. And I believe number 4 was some Korean thing. So I'll choose Korean language here. Okay, so I believe I got this right. French, German, Spanish, and Korean here. Okay, so I'm going to click the OK button. There's nothing else here to do. Whoops, click away. And if I slide down, I think you can have, according to this, 20 different languages here. But I'm going to click the OK button. So there I've picked my languages. Let me just double check, make sure I did that order right. English, French, German, Spanish, Korean. I think so. Yep. Okay. So now if I click on, say, a multi-state tag here, and I want these to translate to those different numbers or different languages, I'll click the translate button. Here I'm connected to the internet. Here, this is what it shows. I'm going to click the auto translate. Boom. Should go out to the internet, came back with what I think is correct. I'll click the OK button. I'm going to do the same for the other one here, this one here. Do auto translate. Okay. And I'll do one more here. This one here, I'll do auto translate. And also. And I'll do something for the pick something here. That way it'll change too as well. All right. I'm going to click the motor stop one because I would like to translate these words to that appropriate language. Okay. Okay, so now I've got that. I'm not going to do it on the pick language one because I'm going to use this one as part of my function code for the set language. So let me go back to my display pages. Click here. All right, so here's my page. I've got these things on here. I've got a motor stop button that's linked to that. No big deal. That's all I'm doing here. But I'm showing the text here. Make this a little bigger. And also here. And then the set language, okay, so this is just simply a pop-up that's linked to this. Now here's the catch. Whenever I change this pick language, pick a different language, I want the HMI to show that different language. So let me click OK. I want to show you something. If I go over to the lower right-hand side of Crimson and click on System in the lower right-hand corner, expand the functions tree, and there's hundreds of functions in here. And I think if I expand the user interface one, the UI category, there's a function here called SetLanguage. That's the purpose of this whole video. If I right click on this guy and do show help info, should open up the PDF for this. And this function will change the language based on what value is in the code thing. Now, it doesn't really give a very good example here. Matter of fact, it doesn't give any example. But we're going to take essentially our tag that's set up to do this and put it in place right here in this code. So let me close the little PDF. There's the set language. And I'm going to use the tag pick language in there. So the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to double click on this pick language thing here. I'm going to go to the entry tab. And on the entry tab, whenever I make a change to this, I want to set that language here. So I'm going to go over to the right side, go to System. I'm going to grab this dude and I'm going to drag it right here into the on entry complete. That means when I hit enter, I picked it, I'm going to enter it. But instead of this being a constant 0 here, I want that to be that tag. So I'm going to try to hit the edit button here, which brings up this little pop-up. Some versions of Windows, this is really small. There's a bug somewhere in Windows that doesn't work. You can also hit the pull down here and choose the word complex, which also opens this. Sometimes I like this better in class because it's easier to see. Now I'm going to put my cursor in here where the 0 is. I'm going to delete the 0. I'm going to go over to the right side, go to data tags. I'm going to grab this tag called pick language, and I want to drop that in between the parentheses. Now watch this. I'm going to drag it out here, and I teach class on this, and it's a little bit of a challenge. But what you're looking for, team, is you're watching that black line, and when I see the black line get between the parentheses, blinky, blinky right there, boom, I'm going to drop it right there. And then up here, where it says complex code here, I'm going to say change language, Lango, based on pick Lango. Oops. GAU. I don't know if that's right. Oh well. So I'm going to do something like this. All right. So according to this, anytime I hit enter, pick a language, it's going to change and put on the screen. So let's go ahead and save this. And let's go ahead and download it to our existing product here. All right, so here we are in this case. That's fascinating. Okay, so let's put this in, it should be in English, French. Okay, go back to English. English is 0. All right, there's English. I don't know why I came up with that other one. Maybe I was playing with it earlier, but here I am in English. So if I change this to a different view, this is number 1, this is number 2, number 3. No big deal if I turn this to stop start. Okay, looks good. If I want to switch this though and go to a different language, maybe I want to do French. I hit French here on this guy. Now it comes up as French. There's that. If I change any of these to the other appropriate, I don't know much about French, but apparently that must be the French for that. And if I go back and choose to a different language, let's say German, there's the German version of that. And I had Spanish in here. So there's the Spanish version of that. Again, if I oscillate through, also trace, I see that there. Switch this. I probably should make that field bigger, but anyway. And what about Korean? Let's see, what do we have for Korea here? There we go. Apparently that's the representation for the Korean language, which I definitely do not know. But anyway, so that's just a quick example of how you can use the SetLanguage function to change the language of your RedLion HMI. I'm doing something really cool here in the fact that I'm using this as a tag to change it. You could also make it a constant, but then you really can't change as well. So I like my concept of using this tag pick language, and I'm doing this anytime I make this change on this display page. If I double click on the entry tab down here on entry complete, I am just simply executing that code. Set language in the parentheses is the tag pick language, semicolon at the end. That's all I'm doing here. Nice little way to use the language function in RedLion to translate to different languages without having to actually have somebody convert it, everything for you. So Pretty cool option. And basically, team, anywhere you see the word translate on tags, that's where you can translate that sort of text. That's about it. Hey, thanks a lot, folks. Have yourself a great day. We'll see you later now.